Hello friends, it's Chris here again. You can watch me now play my second round of Vintage Lands in this Vintage League. Unfortunately, I seem to have drawn the same person, so at least I kind of know what I'm up against. So I don't play that great, but I kind of had an idea of what was going on here. So prepare for some really uninformed commentary. Okay, so I kept this hand because this looked totally reasonable to me. I had a green source. I also have the combo in hand. So I was going to run out the Bayou and then pass the turn. They play a library. I thought, oh, this is good because they wanted to draw the extra card. They pass back to me. So now I play my Thespian stage, and my thinking was, all right, I'm going to play Null Rod to turn off all their wonderful shenanigans with PO. But as you can see, it doesn't quite go the way that I was expecting. Out comes the Null Rod. Doesn't get forced. I'm like, ooh, this is maybe good. Untap. They play the Soul Ring. I'm thinking they must have something to bounce the... Let's just pause here for 1 second. I was thinking they must have something in hand to bounce my Null Rod. So they must not be too worried. And so my thought was, okay, I have the combo in hand, so I'm going to play out a Caracas and just chill. I could Ancient... I thought about Ancient Grudging, but again, I don't have a red source, which is a bit of a problem here. So my thinking was I will just play the Caracas, then pass the turn, play the Dark Depths, pass back, and then on their end step, go to make the 2020. Let me just pause here for a second. Yeah, this was looking really suspicious, mainly because like I'm figured there's no way they're playing this stuff out if they don't have a way to bounce my Null Rod. So I do the correct thing. I play the Dark Depths. I'm thinking, all right, this is looking good. If I can just untap without dying, I'll be okay. Then, as you can see, he repeals my Null Rod. So I'm like, uh-oh, nonsense is going to go off. Is he going to be able to kill me here? Because I need to untap, need to, at the end of his turn, make my 2020 to kill him. He's replaying all this stuff. He's done. He's going to PO again here. Yep. Drawing crazy amounts of cards. All right, so here's where I go wrong. I went to go tell the Thespian stage I was not paying attention. I activated the Thespian stage. It says pay 2 mana to copy things. But first I didn't, if I can, what happened here was I was stupid. And I clicked on the Bayou as my target instead of the Dark Depths, as you will see in a moment here. I copy it. I'm like, oh, what have I done? I copied the Bayou and not the Dark Depths. As you can see my little comments down here, I yelled out, ugh, misclick hell. So it just devolved from there. I'm just going to be quiet and you can watch the rest of this nonsense happen. I bog his graveyard. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, I don't believe I get to untap here. I think he just kills me. He makes a monk. He makes a bunch of tokens. He merchant scrolls to go find a PO or some other card. Does his PO thing. Yep, look at all them monks. I'm trying to remember what happened in this game here. Yes, he time walked, and that's when I said, all right, that's it. I'm dead. Because there's nothing for me to do. I decide the right play here is to crop rotate into Tabernacle, which I thought could slow him down. But as I found, they play enough artifacts, they're going to have more than enough mana to pay for all those monk tokens. So that is definitely a misplay. There's nothing really I could do once he was able to cast the time walk. Nothing for me to do. He pays for all these or puts the trigger on the stack, but it doesn't matter. So let's watch him. I just wanted to see how many times he could do this to me. And I remember sitting here thinking while he's chunking time down, looking at something, what is he waiting on? Because he's going to kill me anyway. So at some point I just said, ugh, I've had enough of watching him do this. But I still can't believe I misclicked. That's why next time I did this in the next game, I paid attention. Yeah, come on, make all your monk tokens, buddy. Pay for them all. Yes, he has 10 of those, and then I remember, okay, if he casts one spell, which he did, I was like, all right, I'm done. So that's the end of that game. So let's go and pick the other one. As you can see, I played it a little bit better in the second game. Not a lot. So let's this run. All right, so I'm on the play. Let's stop right here. This hand, I was like, I think I can keep this because I kept the Bazaar. Because I could just dredge into stuff. I could throw the Riftstone Portal in there. I'm not too worried. And again, maybe the problem is a super loose keep. So I pass to them. Can't quite remember what I was thinking about here. But away we go. Preordain, I misstep it. Seemed okay. He plays a Tormod's Crypt, and I'm like, well, there goes that plan. So the plan has to be for me to Bazaar and maybe just throw the Riftstone Portal and something else in there and not worry too much. I was like, this isn't going to work quite the way that I want it to, so we just have to play draw go. So here we go. So I was like, all right, I'm going to now draw and like throw some things I don't care about into the graveyard, play another Bazaar, pass the turn. I'm thinking I am absolutely dead here. And he just passes, which is interesting. So now I play the Wooded Foothills. I tap and play the Null Rod, and I'm like, that could be okay. Now he can't use Tormod's Crypt. And I discovered as I was doing this, I was thinking about, okay, I was like, well, at any point he could pop the Crypt, and that kind of stopped me from doing some of the graveyard shenanigans. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. I do have crop rotation. I'm not sure what I would crop rotate for at this point, but this is why we play the games. This is why we figure this stuff out. So he's there thinking, and I'm thinking, I have no idea what's going to happen now. He doesn't have any pressure, but without the ability to use his mocks, I felt, okay, I'm going to at least get to untap. And then I'm like, if I could just get some more pieces into play, I would be okay here. Untap, I drew an Ancient Grudge. What I should have done here, now let me just pause. What I should have done here was crack the Wooded Foothills to go get a Taiga, cast Ancient Grudge, and grudge that Tormod script so that later on he doesn't have a chance to do it. But I was stupid and didn't do it. So I'm thinking here about what I want to do. It was so stupid because that's exactly what I should have done. Wooded Foothills. Fetch. Yep. Go get that Taiga. Go get that Taiga, buddy. But see, that's the thing. I passed when I should have just tried to kill the crypt, because that would have drawn out a force of will, right? Like that's a punt for sure. So I'm thinking what to do here. Don't want to do that. No, I should have just snapped off that Ancient Grudge. So silly, because then I could have flashed it back with the Bazaar and killed his Sapphire. So that is a serious, serious punt. Right, no. Taiga, nail the Tormod script, then with a Bazaar flashback, kill the Mox Sapphire. So silly, Chris. But this is why we play these games with decks we're not familiar with, so we just get tighter and learn how to play. So again, I'm feeling okay, and again, I miss out on the opportunity to just kill the crypt. And maybe force them to do something ahead of time that they don't want to do. Instead, I Bazaar to throw more stuff in the graveyard. That's a mistake. 100% punt. But I'm like, now I have the combo in hand. So then he Hercules my stuff, which I knew he had a Hercules. Let me pause for a second here. So here's the big thing that happened. Okay, I'm going to go back here. So what happened is I went to go cast the Exploration. In response to the Exploration, he casts Hercules Recall and bounces my Null Rod. And then he uses a Force of Will and forces the Exploration. So if I had blown up the thing using the Ancient Grudge beforehand, then all this would have been okay. Because I don't do it, and then he blows up the Tormod script. Now maybe he would have blown up the Tormod script earlier, but then he wouldn't have been able to use the Force on anything. Again, nice big punt. And I just kept doing this with the Bazaar. I just shouldn't have. It was just silly to keep using the Bazaar. I was just like digging. I was like, I'm gonna dig for a land that can help me here. Glacial Chasm was the thing I was thinking of to save my butt here and try to dig into a loam. Instead, I had to dump things that I didn't want to dump. You're so silly, Chris. Now I thought about, should I try to run the Null Rod out there again? And I should have, but I didn't. And again, that's a major punt. So if we're keeping track, that's 2 punts, right? Not firing off the Ancient Grudge earlier. And then when I had the Null Rod in hand, because I was still thinking, no, I got to leave the Bazaar up so I can dump more stuff into the graveyard to try and dig into a Glacial Chasm that I could loam with if I get a loam. But no, I should have run the Null Rod out there and forced them to use some of their counter magic. Play the Mentor. All right, so he's playing a bunch of Mentors. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting kind of screwed here. Oh, this PO deck. Not so good for me playing Vintage Lands and playing a deck I haven't played before. I have played PO, not this exact one, but one without Yawgmoth's Will. I played Eternal Weekend. I got curb stomped because I ran into a whole bunch of taxing effect decks. All right, so I drew a Tabernacle. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to play the Tabernacle. What I should have done was play the Tabernacle, right? At least force him to waste mana, keeping his tokens around. I did. All right, that's good. And then I try to run the null rod. Null rod's out there. That looks okay. So I'm thinking this isn't horrible. He has to pay for the monk tokens. Like, okay, he pays for the monk tokens. I'm at 17. He can't cast anything, so he swings at me, knocks me down to 13, which is okay. And I know that I can play that Dark Depths next turn and threaten a 20/20. So I'm feeling this is okay. This is okay. So, of course, I draw a land that is totally useless to me, which is another Bazaar. And now I have to keep up. I can't even make my 20/20 yet because I have nothing but Bazaars. So I only have 2 mana. So this is looking really, really rough. They time walk, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not good. They let everything die. I was like, they must have something. And yes, they recall my null rod. I'm like, now I am totally dead. They tinker up a Blightsteel. So I'm like, okay, that's a bit of a problem. It's like, I need to draw the other land and make a 20/20 so I can survive for a turn. I have nothing to crop rotate for. It is looking really, really rough here. So I activate the Bazaar at the end, and just like whatever I get, I'm going to dump into there to try to draw something. It's stupid. It's like a desperate Bazaar thing. I didn't need to do it. I needed to draw a land. So I should have not bothered with this nonsense and just go with the draw. Because I needed a land that doesn't... What did I need here? I don't have a Riftstone portal in there. So my only hope is to try to go into a Riftstone portal. So that's what I was thinking. Like, that's all I can use to get out of this. Because I don't have enough mana to make the Dark Depths. So I was like, damn it, I'm going to have to do this again. Yep. Then dredge the loam to just dump more stuff into play. And I don't believe I saw a Riftstone portal anywhere in this. So we just wait here while I do this. And dump all that stuff in there. Now we untap. Loam. There's a Riftstone portal. I'm like, excellent. Now what I should have done, hold on. What I should have done, once I noticed I had the Riftstone, I didn't need to do it anymore because now I needed to keep some mana up. So I'm like, okay, so now I can make a 20/20 to block that Blightsteel Colossus. They pay for it. He attacks. I block. Now it's got counters on it. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get out of this? Because what I need to do is I need to... I figured once this happened, I'm just going to pause. Once this happens, like, I'm pretty sure I'm dead because I can't kill him. And I don't have anything that can bounce the Blightsteel. So I was pretty much screwed here. Because I blocked it. It's got 11 counters on it. And it's indestructible, so it doesn't die. So I'm like really in trouble. So I had to pay for it here. I'm like, okay, I need to pay on the upkeep. So I should have tapped I tapped the Tabernacle. I was like, well, doesn't the Merit Lage not die to the Tabernacle? I'm like, no, dummy, it does die, because otherwise you have to sacrifice it. You destroy this creature. And I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm digging for here. I dredged, but then I couldn't keep it, so it was silly to dredge. Anyway, I'm just going to skip to the end here because not much going on. Anyway, eventually I give up. We do all this stuff. I don't know what that play where I should have blown things up earlier was really the way to go.